One man's world never came a man's world. Understand world dominant. I promise this all written and honest. They take away obvious. They take away your consciousness. Common names, common sense. They try to get us about the book of us. They try to Congress discovered America on the omelet tree. That kind of shit is aggravating. The crack is easy. Navigation activities and the common shit. All kinds of shit. Borders to the side. The kind of shit is from the Africans who designed the shit. I got a lot of accomplishments. So I'm convinced nobody. This much lyricism has a consequence. Since back in the 90s, rapping writings on behind me. Hey. I got a minute with some anger. You ever ran inside the street? And put up a million inside the street. I can't good, I'm good, I can't nothing. I'ma keep on hustling.
Yes, yes. Guys, the man has entered the building, but let's vibe to some of his tunes before he comes on. We got to give him some love. Hey. Listen to them lyrics. What? Let me tell you something. If you don't know your history and if you're not proud, you need to listen to all of these songs. Hey. Shout out to the Adidas attire. Hey.
Punchlines what made me snap. Can't play they movies. I got to see that. Fresh Prince have a sitcom. That's TV rap. The fat boys jump rocking that heavy cat. What's the first news that made it cool to be?
Oh, we getting down to the 3-minute countdown. We getting down. We getting down to the 3-minute countdown. Hey. Y'all not gonna be ready when I bring him on, cause I got some fire for y'all when he hit the platform.
Around that time, I started seeing
Hey. Hey, I'm gonna have to get y'all right in a minute. Hey, hip hop, hip hop. All right, guys, we are winding on down. We're winding on down in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes. You are going to hear from the king himself. But listen to this intro, though.
Y'all nigga
Listen to it. Mm.
He is a living prophet of hip hop.
Woo!
To the God. Shout out loud if you black. My race is great. I'm proud to be black. Shout out loud if you black. Race is
Hey!
shout out loud if you black. I'm black and proud. I'm proud to be black. Shout out loud if you black. I'm black and proud. I'm proud to be black. Bring it back.
I wish y'all could see me hitting the butterfly to this joint. Hey! Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, boy. So, the 7 o'clock hour has hit, and I am ready to consult with this prophet of hip hop. Because let me tell you, when that song came on, when I was listening to it, y'all, I jumped up out of my chair and just started jamming. Let me tell you something. Back in the day, Drinking My Two-Step was my song. So, I'm getting it. I think I'm doing something. And I'm a hustler. I used to hang out with the guys from Philly when I was in Norfolk State. So we had this little toe hop thing going on that we used to do. But y'all, vibing the way I've been vibing to this music today, it just took me back. But guess what? It's not back. It's the present. So I don't need to introduce myself because he already introduced himself with the song. So what I'm going to do, without further ado, guys, I present to you Cassidy. What's up?
Thanks for having me. Beautiful introduction.
Oh, you are so welcome. So look, let's just dive right in because I'm too hyped. I want to jump up and start dancing, but I'm trying to be as professional as possible. So, how you been?
Good. I'm happy.
That's
shit. Like, I'm just getting out the studio. Was working all night, putting in a lot of music. So, just coming home.
Okay. All right. So okay. First and foremost, I have to say this: you don't age at all. You look great. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. So that tells me you working out and you putting the work in the studio, and that's what's up. Yeah. Cassidy, what's up? Like, what is going on right now? I definitely want to talk about history because hey, we gotta work everybody forward. But I think that with you, I'm gonna start with the present and work back because what I know is that you started out freestyling and battling, And then you got the hip hop, and then you back to battling. So let's talk about that. What's up with the battling now?
Um, well, I never really stopped battling. That's my favorite part of hip hop, battle rap. I
Okay.
like being competitive. I like competition. So that always been my favorite part. But once I got a record deal and I started figuring out ways to make money, um, it wasn't no point in battle rapping no more. I felt like I already elevated past everybody that was battle rapping. So I was
Ah,
still in the battle rap, but it just had to be somebody that was doing things like I was doing, that was in the industry accomplishing things. So none of them dudes ever wanted to battle me. So that's why I never battled until the battle leagues called me back and they offered me the amount of money that I said I wanted to go back to that form of battle rap.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, all right. So, how did it all begin? Because it seems like, you are music, and to be a prophet of hip hop, I mean, your lyrics are immaculate. So, how did it all begin?
Um, I was born into it. My mom and my dad both rapped before I was born. Um, so I was born into hip hop. I loved it ever since I could remember. And I decided I wanted to be a rapper for good, like professionally, for the rest of my life in the fourth grade. When I was in the fourth grade, that's when I decided that I was going to be a rapper myself.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's amazing. So you always knew, it was no doubt about it. This is what I was gonna do, and this is what I'm doing.
for sure, for a long time.
Wow. That's
Even before,
amazing.
even before I like had any bills to pay or any responsibilities or anything like that, I knew I wanted to be a rapper. So I already was rapping when those things came along, like when responsibilities and life hit you and you grow up.
I
All
got
these
you.
things happen after I already started rapping.
Mm. All right, so Cassidy, so along the way, there have been a lot of things going on in the industry, a lot of things going on in the world. And I noticed that what you've done is you stay true to the industry, you stay true to hip hop, and you really use your music to speak truth and to educate the people. So, my question for you is, who are some of the people, or what are your influences?
Um, that record that you just played, the four elements, the hip hop, I was using a
Hey,
lot of my influences in that song, but I got a lot more than that. Like I take a little bit of influence from everybody that's trying to do something. I feel like you could be inspired from everybody that got accomplishments. You might not like
absolutely.
everything about what they're doing or everything about them, but it's something that they do or something that's a part of them that you can incorporate into your grind and make it better. So I've been inspired by so many people through so many different time periods for so many different reasons. It'd be hard to say, you know what I
Okay,
mean?
I like that's safe. That's a safe answer. I like
Yeah.
that. All right, so let's move. We're gonna move back and forth a little bit. All right, so you got into hip hop, and I'm a hustler hit. I got a specific question about I'm a hustler. I want to know a little bit about how that came about.
Um, Well, I was in a certain zone after my first album. My first album was called Split Personality, and the first two
Okay.
singles was Hotel and Then Get No Better, which
Uh-huh.
like top 40 commercial type radio songs. But if you was like a part of the world that only knew me from those records, you might have thought that I was like more of a watered down bubblegum type of rapper because that's the type of records that they was trying to make at that time for me. So um, I knew that I come from battle rap, from the streets, from DVDs, from putting pressure on people in the streets. But then I came out with this cookie cutter type of song. It was like confusing my fan base. So I knew
Mm.
a hit record that still people could rock to and dance to or do whatever they want to do to, but it still feel more like what people was used to me feeling like. So the type of record label that I was with, they believed in those type of records like Hotel. And
Okay.
they thought that I'm a hustler wasn't a hit record because in the chorus it's saying nigga ask about me, nigga ask about me. So that's a whole bunch of niggas just in the chorus alone. So all of the editing and the type of subject matter will be hard to get it played on radio. They felt
Mhm.
as though it wasn't a good song. But I knew that it was, and it was a necessity. So I'm happy I
Absolutely.
was. It was a hard fight, but I got it out and it made history. It actually was the first platinum ringtone ever.
Absolutely. Well, I know I had it, so I ain't gonna even front. And it was like this. It won't even, we ain't have the nice smartphones. I think it was like a flip Samsung, and you literally had to go into what was it? Oh my gosh, it was like a little green. What you call it? You had to download the ringtones. It was horrible. So now
Yeah,
it's clear. It's clear. All right. So
yeah.
Cassidy, I know that you have a story. You have a brilliant story. Isn't there? I think there's a documentary, if I'm not mistaken, where you told a lot of your story. Rhyme and Punishment, right?
Um, yeah, I think I was on that, but it was only a little piece of story on that. Like, you know what I
Gotcha,
mean?
gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. I got you. But my question, cause see, for me, this is about your contributions to the world and people understanding that the artists like such as yourself, Dutchy Man, all of you guys paved the way for what the kids are doing now. And so my question to you is, what do you see is the biggest difference between then and now?
Um, it's not too much different. I think people just observe it or analyze it different. You know what I mean? Because of your age, maybe at
Mm-hmm.
one point in time when you was listening to hip hop and it was like back in the day, you might have been young. You might have been like super young and not aware of everything that you're aware of now. But now
Mm-hmm.
since you went and you're a little older, the same type of music won't appeal to you. You got a better understanding of life and understanding of things completely.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it was always rappers that wasn't too lyrical or too creative at all points in time. It's just that the focus wasn't on them at all times. At sometimes it was on them, but at other times it was on dope rappers like Tupac and Biggie and the Wu-Tang Clan, and it was Nas and all of these lyricists was getting the light at a certain time. So it seemed like that was running the world, and anybody that didn't have lyrics, you didn't notice them at that time, but they still was around. And now that certain artists that people don't feel as though is lyrical is getting some attention, they feel like that's what the world like. They feel like the world like mumble rap or ordered down rap now, when that's not true. The same amount of people that like lyrics before is still around now. They didn't die. They still living. So everybody get the opportunity, and the game go in circles, go in 360s, and it's going back to bars. Represent bars is back because it's only a
Yes.
matter of future demand bars, demand an artist that's going to be able to teach them something. They're going to be able to learn something from, and they're going to be able to believe is the best that do it, not just anybody could do what they do. So the culture is going to demand that back again, and the business people is going to have to provide that. So you'll see the business change around real soon. It's not going to stay like this forever. So I don't think there's no real big difference with the creativity side. I think it's still some creative people, still some lazy people,
Mhm.
still some hard workers, still some less workers. It's still the same as it always been. But one thing that is better is that in the next 10 years, the industry is going to double in profit. It's going to be worth twice what it's worth now. So that means more
Mm.
people will be coming into the industry, and that means there's going to be more opportunities for the people that is creative to be able to provide for themselves, their families, and other people. So that's a good look. And now the creatives got to figure out a way to get a larger percentage of the money that's coming in the industry. Because the people,
Ah.
the majority of the money is not the creatives. They're not a part of the culture. They just outsiders that's investing in it. and they getting the most of the money. So now we got to figure out where the people that's a part of the culture, that's shifting the culture, that's driving the culture, those people need to benefit more.
Absolutely. So Cassidy, I work with a lot of independent artists. Shout out to the Sky 4 Records team out of ATL, Georgia, baby. And one of the things that I always tell them is I don't care how talented you are, you need to understand the business. Because if you don't understand the business, you might get caught up and fucked over straight up, right? And so it sounds like that's what you're saying. Like the creatives really need to jump on board, understand what's going on, and understand how the industry shifts. And like you said, the waves, because really and truly, I hear those sounds. I'm starting to really recognize the sounds that I'm hearing. You know what I mean? And so I definitely appreciate what you're doing, but I appreciate your journey. Now, one party that I definitely want to out because it touched me. I noticed that you had amnesia at one point. You were in an accident, you had amnesia, but it didn't stop you.
At
You
all.
couldn't even remember the songs you performed.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
What was that like?
yeah, I got in a nearly fatal accident. I almost passed away. I was in a coma for about 9 days. When I came out the coma, I had amnesia. I couldn't remember the last 15 years of my life. So I didn't forget everything. Like I knew certain things like that you would know from a child, or you know what I mean, from when you was young.
Yeah.
But I didn't know any of the things that happened in the last 15 years of my life. So if I would have met you 5 years ago and you would have came in the hospital like, yo, what's up? I wouldn't have remembered you, your name, or sometimes you get like a feeling like, like when you get deja vu, when you see somebody,
Yes. Yeah.
like I know you, but you just can't remember none of the time that you spent with them, but you could just tell that you're supposed to know them. So I had to heal like the same way the outside of your body healed, the same way my brain was healing. So as days passed, I started getting more of my memory back, watching videos,
Hmm.
listening to stories, looking at pictures, and eventually my memory came all the way back. So,
Wow.
and I started working on the Bars album. So that was around the time I just got out the accident, and before that, I went to jail and was facing life without the possibility. So all of those
Absolutely.
things happened, and that's when I worked on my album Bars, and that's why I went so deep, got so emotional, and you know what I mean, because I overcame a lot, and I felt as though it was a blessing for me to even be able to put out the album again. So that's the reason why I was in the bag I was in around that time.
Absolutely. But you know what? I think that those of us that grew with you, because it's interesting, Gen Z, they know who you are, but it's like those of us that kind of went through the journey with you, you know what I'm saying?
For
We
sure.
get it. Like, we get it because to hear the music that the industry at that time wanted you to put out, but to really hear your music, the music that you put out, the music that you have come up with, Cassidy, it is brilliant.
Thank you.
And it's so touching. And right now, with everything that's going on, it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? The things that you're saying is truth. It's not just, it's practical. It's practical. And I think that we really need to speak to that. We need to speak to more practicality in the music. So what advice would you give to the youngest in the industry now that's coming up and they want to have the same sound as everybody else? What would you say to them?
Um, I would connect it to what you previously said, learn the business, because a lot of these artists don't even know the truth to pass it off. They don't study, they don't got enough information to pass it off. And the ones that do are caught up in the contracts, they caught up in the slave situations where people can tell them what they can and can't say. So they are steered in a certain direction. And if they talk a certain type of talk, the record labels and the people behind them hype it up and act like, oh, it's so crazy. If they talk a certain talk, or if they try to speak the truth and talk positive, they won't support it. They won't like it. So that encourage a bunch of artists to think in order to win, in order to be successful, I gotta sound like everybody else. And a person that's not a part of the culture won't even know how to make an artist successful. All they will go by is paperwork, history. Or this song got played on the radio this many times, or this song did this. So they'll try to copy that and say, well, we need a song like this. And that's how the artists got manipulated, by listening to the people that wasn't a part of the culture. You know what I mean? But that's not really what hip hop is. Hip hop is about being distinctive and original and separate from everybody else, and try to give a piece of information that nobody else ever gave before so that you could be different.
Absolutely. Oh my God. All right, so we're gonna start wrapping up. But Cassidy, first and foremost, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is just magnificent because you're coming on at a very, very, very interesting time. I know that things are going crazy in the world. I don't need to ask where you stand because when we listen to your music, we know where you stand. What's next? What's next for Cassidy?
I just wrote my first movie, so I hope to be shooting towards the end of the year, the beginning of next year.
Okay.
I'm really excited about that. I got a real unique writing strategy with movies, the same way with my lyrics.
Really?
So I can't people get a chance to see what I'm doing with that. I got the merchandise, the bars is back gear, the goat gang gear is going heavy, flying around. People is loving it. That's at www.CassidyTheHustler.com.
Okay.
Web page, Cassidy the Hustler, and that's DAHUSTLA.
Got it.
My merchandise, all of my videos, all of my stuff up there on my web page. And I'm about to release a new project. It's called The Energy. Some of the records that you was playing is music that I'm previewing, letting people know that I'm working on. I just released my first single yesterday. It's called Lean On Me, and it's on all platforms. Spotify, Apple Music is everywhere.
Okay.
And Devin Culture is an artist. He's from Philadelphia. And we call him the piano because he can hit every note on the piano from high. So he's a real singer, not an auto-tune singer. He's a real singer.
I don't tell it. Look, I needed all of that shade because I was just having a conversation with someone, and we had an awesome conversation about you last night or the night before last. We talked about you, so that's why I asked you about how I'm a Hustler came about, because we had a wonderful conversation about you.
That's right.
And I was like, oh, okay. But Cassidy, for real, I'm excited. Thank you so much. I will be up top soon to check everybody out. I know it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm just so honored and so elated that you graced the platform tonight. But I'm even more excited about your writing because I think that with your bars, the lyrics, and now writing this movie, you got it.
Thank
you. You got it. And so thank you. I
released a new video too. It's with K Walker. He's an artist from Philly. It's called Freak On. We just released the video. It's getting a lot of play on Power 99 too, a lot of radio support.
Okay.
Crazy over the video. We released it about 2 days ago.
Okay.
2 days ago, but it's called Freak On. K Walker featuring me. It's the remix.
Okay.
The video was going crazy.
You heard him Freak On, so I got to see this video because it sounds like it's about to be lit.
And my Lean On video should be out. It should be done, edited, and wrapped up tomorrow. So it'll be out probably tomorrow night or the following day.
Okay. All right. So, no, there is another question. How do you keep it? Like, how do you keep all of this? Because you're not aging. We need to know. We need the secret.
I found the fountain of youth. Start aging backwards.
What? Okay. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna talk about this offset.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, guys. It's your girl Lily Mae. I've been rocking it out with Cassidy, and he has so much going on. So stay tuned. Follow me on IG at Sanaj Consulting Express for all the latest news, updates, and to see what's next. Cassidy, once again, I salute you, King. Thank you so much,
Now
guys.
you really know what you do. Keep up the great work.
Oh,
Never let up.
thank you. And I'm gonna hold you backstage for a minute.
Okay.
So I can get out. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I gotta go backstage and rap with the fella because we gotta chop it up. This thing is lit. But thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, it's consulting time with your girl Lily Mae. And as always, it's consulting time with Cassidy tonight. Brought you joy, justice, and all of those jewels. Y'all have a great Tuesday evening.